Hello again and welcome to Bedside Workouts. My name is Alex. I've started this fitness channel because I wanted to help out beginners who would like to start their fitness journey from home, because that's exactly how I started my fitness journey many years ago. And then I fell in love with fitness and also became a certified personal trainer, trained people. And I really do all of this from a pure passion, and I love working out. It's a part of my every single day. So I wanted to show my passion to fitness to you as well, and show you how I started, so possibly you can find this helpful. If you think you can learn more about this and you would like to start your fitness journey from home, please consider subscribing, liking this video, or commenting, or just suggesting any other videos that I should do if you have any questions or need any help in any specific topic. Today I'm going to show you a workout that you can do with bands. And if you are a beginner and you are just starting your fitness journey, I would definitely recommend you to work on your exercises body weight first, to kind of get used to all of the exercises, movement, and just work on your exercise form before you start loading your workouts with kettlebells, dumbbells, or any other weight or any other equipment. So if you haven't seen already, I do have a video. So if you haven't seen that video already, you can find it on my YouTube channel. It's exercises to do at home for glutes. Hi, Penny. With no equipment. So I would definitely recommend you working on the exercises body weight and then continuing with, let's say, bands and then any other equipment you would like to add to your exercises. So today we're going to do a warm-up of these exercises we're doing today, body weight completely, and then we're going to do these exercises with band and do a very good workout at home in a pretty short amount of time. All right, so the first exercise we're doing today is going to be single leg hip thrust. As I mentioned, we're doing all of these exercises, first of all, body weight, just to kind of warm up and get used to all of the movements and all the exercise forms. So we're going to do single leg hip thrust. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't seen already, I do have a video where I go more in depth into how to do single leg hip thrust and many of the other exercises I'm doing today. The form is pretty similar to the regular hip thrust, but we just want to focus on each side of our glutes individually, so that's what we're doing today. So just really quickly, kind of lean onto a couch or chair or whatever you have comfortable at home, right under your shoulder blades. Come up here. As I mentioned, you're going to do this exercise on each side individually. So let's say we're doing it on this leg. I'm trying to keep my core tight and I'm just trying to brace that core completely. When I come up here, I want to make sure that leg is 90 degrees angle and the other leg is just going to be elevated the whole time. I'm using my arms to kind of help myself with the balance because it's a little bit harder when you do it on each leg individually. So I come up here, I squeeze, I pause for a second, and then I go back down and then I repeat. So we're going to do that for about 8 times. It's 3, 4, that's 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Perfect. Let's do that on the other side. As I mentioned, if this is the first time you're doing glutes and you're a beginner, if this is all you can do today for just the warm-up when it comes to just the body weight, that's totally fine too. But exercise is actually hard to do, especially doing it on each leg individually. So we're gonna do it on the other side. The same goes to here, keeping that leg completely elevated. The other one goes to that 90 degrees angle. If you can't see yourself and you can't really still know that that leg is correct into that 90 degrees angle, you can set a mirror right next to yourself to kind of make sure you can see that. I did that in one of my other videos for glutes. If you want to check it out, you'll see it, how I set it up. I think it's 7 and then 8. Let's do the other exercises body weight. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I please do my workouts? Unless you want to do glutes with us. You want to work those glutes? You do? Oh my goodness. The second exercise we're doing is going to be glutes bridge. So to work on a good form for glutes bridge is you're going to come down to this position here, and you don't want your feet to be all the way close to your glutes like this, okay? You don't want this, because if you were to be doing this, you can try yourself and see what I'm talking about. But if you were to come up here into this glutes bridge position, you're going to be working a lot on your quads. And if you have your feet way too far out, you're going to be working more on your hamstrings. As I mentioned, try it and you'll see it yourself. So you don't want to do that. You want to kind of keep those legs, give it a little bit of space here, right? And keep those legs into this. When you come up here, you see kind of angle. So to work on a correct form for glutes bridge is that you're gonna keep that core tight. Just brace that core. Just keep that core very tight. And when you come up here, you see I'm trying to kind of line up my torso with my legs, and I'm not doing this up on my toes. Like, I don't want to do that, right? Nor I want to be doing any scooping like this. I want to come up here where I feel that tension and squeeze in my glutes. I'm kind of lining up my torso with the legs. I'm not hyperextending my back or doing anything like that. I just want to keep that core very tight. I brace it, come up here, squeeze, and that's my correct form for my glutes bridge. We're gonna do this about 10 times. And as I mentioned, when you come up here, kind of like hold for a second and kind of like squeeze those glutes. I believe this is 6, if I'm not mistaken. And that's 7, and then 8, 9, and then 10. So that's our second exercise. Our third exercise is going to be single leg bridge. So we did it with both legs. Now we're going to focus on each leg individually and just work on those glutes a little bit more. So I'm going to show you how you do it on each leg. The same thing goes for single leg, right? It's just that the other side, the other leg kind of always stays elevated, and you're working on each side of your buttocks individually, right? So you come up here, squeeze. We're gonna do that 8 times because it's a little bit harder doing the single leg. That's 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. We're gonna do the same on the other side. This is all part of our warm-up, and it's really good because you can kind of focus and practice your, the form of the exercise. I believe that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. You will notice when I come up there, right, into when I'm lining up my legs with my torso, I'm kind of waiting for a second. I squeeze that glutes and I repeat the movement very, very focused and very kind of slowly. I'm not rushing anywhere. I'm trying to put that tension on glutes and do the exercise very focused and slowly. The fourth exercise we're doing today is going to be glutes kickback. So I'm going to show you quickly how you do that. If you follow me, you might have seen I've done many videos about how to do glutes kickbacks. And if you want to check out that more in depth, please check out my other videos where you can see I explain more about what is the correct form for glutes kickback. But just quickly here, you're going to come down to this position. You're keeping that core very tight, right? You're not like curving your back in any means. You don't want to do this. You're just kind of bracing that core and keeping that back and your whole spine kind of like flat. And you're just going to be doing on each leg, on each side individually. And you see how I kind of line up my leg with my torso. I come up here, I feel that squeeze, and I feel that tension in my glutes. And then I'm going to bring it back and do that on each side 8 times. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, right? The same goes to the other side. You see I'm kind of doing it very slowly and focused. I come up here, squeeze, pause for a second. That's 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Perfect. So with this, we're finalizing our warm-up, which we did completely body weight. And if you feel like this is good for you and if you feel like this is the best you could do it this time, that is totally fine. Maybe next week you try to do all of these exercises twice, right? So all of these exercises we did sums up to 1 set. And then you saw we did the different repetitions for each exercise depending on what we were doing at that time. So if you feel like this is all you can do right now, that is totally fine. You can repeat all of this next week, let's say, or if you feel like you can continue more, I'm going to show you how to do all of these exercises just with the band. And we'll do all of the exercises, let's say about 2 sets, and finish with a very good workout for today. All right, so we're starting with the exercises with just bands. So the form is exactly the same. We're just adding a little bit more resistance with this band. So just have it over right above your knees. coming to this position, same exact way, right under shoulder blades. So working on each side individually. Let's do that for about 8 times as well. It's 1. See, this other leg kind of comes up here where I stretch the band completely and I feel that resistance. And I really feel my glutes working a lot. So I think that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. We're gonna do that on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Let's go on to the other exercises with bends. All right, so the other exercise we said we're going to do is going to be glutes bridge. But since we're adding the bend this time, I just want you to do it just a little bit differently. So we're going to go into the abduction, which means driving your legs outwards, which is going to help us with focusing on that kind of side of our glutes, or that glutes medius that's kind of here on the side. You're going to be working obviously on your glutes maximus as well, which is that very big glutes in the middle. But I kind of just want us to focus and also work on our side glutes as well. So glutes bridge, we already went through what the form is. We just added a band. We're going to come up here and just do this. You see how I'm kind of doing, I'm sending those legs kind of outwards, and you'll see you kind of feel that tension in your side glutes. Then you're going to come back down. You're keeping that core tight and you brace it the whole time. We're going to do this for about 8 times as well. I believe that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. We're going to keep that band there as is. We're going to now do this exercise single leg, if you remember, like what we did earlier. So we're going to come up here, and you see this other leg kind of stays elevated the whole time. And then I'm going to repeat it on each side about 8 times as well. See, do this. I'm going to stretch that band out, and I'm going to feel my glutes working a lot. I believe this is now 5, 6, 7, and then 8. It's really hard to do this individually on each side. So if you can do only just about 5, that's totally fine too. And now let's do the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Perfect. Our last exercise, as we said, is going to be glutes kickback. So we're going to come down to this position here and focus on our glutes individually on each side. We're going to keep that band as ease and kind of stretch that leg out where you can't feel that band can go further, because you're going to try to kind of line up that leg with your torso. You're keeping that torso flat and kind of tight, keeping that core tight. You bring the leg back, and you repeat the same. When you come up here, you're gonna feel that tension and squeeze in your glutes, and that's what we want. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Perfect. We're gonna do the same on the other side. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. With this, we're finishing with our first set. Now we're going to take about a minute break, and then we're going to repeat all of this once again. It should be a little bit quicker because we now know more about the forms. All right, so after we took that break of like a minute or a minute and a half and grabbed some water, we're going to do all of these exercises once again. Again, I'm keeping my band on the whole time. So let's get into the single leg hip thrusts right away. We're going to do 8 repetitions on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. We're going to repeat the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Let's do the other 3 exercises with that bend as well. All right, so we're gonna be into that position for the glutes bridge. Remember, we already went through the correct form. We're gonna keep that bend as ease. But when we come up here, kind of drag those legs outwards to kind of work on our glutes medius as well. So that's 2, 3, keep that core tight, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. We're gonna go into the single leg movement right away. We're gonna do that 8 times on each leg if we can. If we can't, then we can do just about 5 to 6 repetitions. That is totally fine too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're doing the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Now we're coming down to our final exercise for today, which is going to be glutes kickback. The exact same way, keeping that core tight. Just brace that core. We're doing 1. We're going to try to line up that leg with our torso. It's going to be a little bit hard because of the band, and depending on which kind of band do you actually have. Mine is kind of heavy, I think, so it has a little bit more resistance. So it's a little bit harder for me to do this exercise with it. I think this is 7, and I think this is 8, if I'm not mistaken. It's hard to be talking and counting and everything. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. And with that, we finish our glutes workout for today. I don't know about you, but my glutes are really on fire right now. This is a great workout. I really liked it. I hope you were able to learn more, and I hope you were able to stick all the way to the end. If not, if you were able to do just the body weight as we did the first part of this video, that is totally fine too. If you feel like you want to add some weight to it, that is totally fine too as well. Just really depends on how far you are in your fitness journey. But again, thank you for supporting. If you want to suggest any other videos that I should do, please comment below. And if you don't mind subscribing, liking this video, that would really help me as well. Thank you for your support, and see you again.